constant remembrance initially is a mental life. Some point of time, for a mother, for her to feel about the child, and for a father to feel about the child, what is the difference? Father is more thinking about the child. The mother connects through the heart. It's still a feeling which I don't think maybe they'll explain it better. We'll never understand that language. Some point of time, the thinking has to become thinking to feeling, becoming, to being. Some point it will happen. Even that Raji once beautifully mentioned, even the need for you to think I'm in constant remembrance comes because of identity crisis. I need to go, I have to be there, I must be within, I must become one with you. That's a very clear distinction that I still exist. Very simple, short them. Normally the famous answer.
No, I am not indulged in that one, but this is the feeling of my heart actually.
बहुत इन्होंने साहब आप बहुत अच्छा चल रहे हैं, आगे चलते रहिए, बस यही है, निचोड़ यही.
In cricket, they always say, play the ball. Don't worry whether you win the match. Play the ball. The next ball, inshallah. That's it. I'm starting between you and you. I see between you. Still busy. I always tell people all the time, you are free to ask any question. I don't know is also acceptable.
I've seen a lot of learning to work for it.
You don't see me.
Yes, I have been seeing. So, what percentage of your spiritual growth do you attribute to the volunteer work that you have been doing?
Stop me putting an answer. Let me go back. Date you might recall 26th of July 2010. The celebration ended on 24th. People left and 26th. Sarvi gave a satsang and then he gave it. He said, so humble. He said, I don't think I'm capable of living in Nashville so much to reach the goal. And he also went on to say, in my entire life, I meditated only for about 5,000 hours. He says that it's there in the past. The only thing that made me get closer to him because of the service. But even the thought that I'm serving him at some point of time has to go. I mean, the moment I am serving him means, this is my famous thing, I tell all my volunteers, I shouldn't say all my volunteers, all these volunteers will volunteer. If somebody has to tell me to volunteer, it's a slap on my face. If there is a wedding in your house, will a mom or dad come and tell you, beta, please come and do this, please come and do that. You do it automatically. One of the famous statements I always quote, which I shared in my recent visit to Rajasthan, which I have picked up from my mother, which is ingrained in me. Of course, for her, she would have heard it 100 times. My mother always used to say that what your eyes see, your hand must do. If you are in a home, if you're walking, your eyes see something is dirt on the floor, pick it up. You don't need to. Someone, your mother, someone does not come and tell you there is a dust there, please. You look at the fridge, there's no water, put water into the fridge. There's no vegetables, you ask your mom what you want to do. I have not been doing it even with this. But this is something that I found very useful in volunteers. Whatever I see, and volunteer work is not something restricted because we really understand how we work. The entire mission is not a hierarchy-based system. We are like a planetary system. Every planet is directly connected to the sun. If you're not happy with the center coordinator, ZC or RM, somebody, you can stay, go and talk. Nobody will stop. They won't even bother. We are connected directly, and whatever I do is because of what I see in him. Because I want to become like him. Does masters say that I will not do this work, I will only do that work? In 2007, I remember he was doing service in security. We were roommates. We were actually bedmates. We were sleeping in streets. Yes. That was 8 years both I was still chatting with us. And I don't think anyone told him go and stand in security. These are things which it's my house, I have to think. It's my mission. I always used to tell people, it's not my master, my mission, my method. Always my mission first. My master, then it's my mission. Do that mission in what? Otherwise, this could have become another religion. I can sit wherever I am, I can do it. We need all this. So pick up whatever you are. If there is a conflict, you can easily resolve it. There will always be conflicts, even in the I don't think you are free of. So when you do volunteer work, there could be some misunderstanding that where you're coming into. The basal instincts take over. Why are you coming to my territory? If you understand the concept of body language comes from animals. When an animal moves into a new territory, they go and chew and they piss and leave the scent. Tell other animals don't come into the area, this is mine. Unfortunately, humans do the same. This is my child. You would have seen even today in native small people put kerchief in. And when they come back, if somebody is sitting, my child get up. Those things will be there, but if you're matured enough to understand we are all united for a common goal, common cause. All these things will go on. And I don't think a volunteer work somebody needs to tell you what to do. Rise up to the occasion, keep moving. That's what I have. There's no single area I have not done work in physically. And if you all do other stuff, every possible area you can imagine I have done work at some point. Not because someone told me. I just said, okay, it's my home, my family, my way. If I'm not able to do it, it's okay, fine. Not in every family, everyone has to do. Once Charity Maharaj beautifully said, if everyone becomes a volunteer, who will enjoy the service? When we serve the food, we have to enjoy it.
So, Sister Sandhya, what is the most endearing thing about Brother Prakash? I will ask the opposite. I will not ask the other question.
It's a trap question.
Go ahead, sister.
He's setting up. It's up to you to walk into the trap or
That if I can find the flaw in. He didn't speak, but then somebody will wonder whether is it are we following what we speak? I see that day in and day out that he does what following but getting us morning. Everything is just.
See, is that what 3:30 every morning? 3:30 is your.
No, he has changed a little bit, so
It's doing old. So
I've been advised to give long enough.
you need some hours of rest in order to make your body function.
So better you give a multiple choice question. Easy bad, easy worse, easy worst.
You get up around 4. I'll tell you some of the younger days, so that you will have some spice and you can enjoy.
Can we stop the recording, please?
now the recording starts.
It's okay. I saw your recording.
So, challenging us used to travel a lot. Generally, ABC was his route. Ahmedabad, Bombay, and Chennai. Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai. So he used to travel a lot. And then when he used to come and used to see a lot of volunteers, the pride in preventing people seeing master. That goal is to prevent you from meeting master. But the master tells, you have to meet me. But there's always this strong hold, there's this. There are 20 people that not ensure nobody meets the master.
That's all we
So
meant.
it's very difficult to cross the barrier. On one hand, the master says we have to meet him, and he appoints people who will ensure his presence and what is it now to get him. It's a very difficult situation, and one of the situations is when I recall. My experience was very similar. I had to meet master because a person with
One more the date,
one of
29th of July.
a person I traveled from Bangalore with the sister. She was old. She had celebrated her son's wedding and she wanted to give some sari and gift and all to master, saying, so she felt safe. So she Hindi.
You can speak in.
Oh, it's okay. I speak 5 languages.
Anybody else who doesn't understand Hindi other than me here?
No, I'm speaking in Hindi so that you can add a little masala if you want. English. तो वो क्या कि वो मस्त बोले कि आप जाओ तुम मैं तो नहीं जा पा रही हूँ तुम दे दो मास्टर तो जैसे ही ऐसे कॉटेज में मैं गई तो सामने मुझे मुझे नहीं पता कि अच्छा इंग्लिश बोलने वाला वहां पे बहुत लोग हैं तो इंग्लिश बोलते हैं तो आई थॉट कि इनसे पूछने की मैं जाके मिल सकती हूँ तो इट वॉज अराउंड 7:30 इन द इवनिंग शाम को तो मुझे नहीं पता कि इट इज डिनर टाइम 7:30 टाइम तो बस हम आई वाज अराउंड 19 नो आई वाज अराउंड 22 समथिंग तो देन तो मैं गई तो पूछा कि बोले नहीं नहीं मिलने ऐसे नहीं मिल नहीं सकते मास्टर डिनर कर रहे हो तो एकदम मतलब ना स्माइल सिस्टर नहीं मिल सकते ऐसे प्यार से बोलते ना वैसे तो नहीं शर्ट पहनते हैं सब बेश्ती पहनते हैं ना बेश्ती शर्ट मैंने कहा कोई
ले अपने फोन से मेरा फोन दे बेटा
ऐसे वो उम्र की होती है ना एकदम हर्ट हो जाता है नहीं वैसे नहीं करनी और ना कोई इमोशन कुछ भी नहीं हुई थॉट नहीं मैंने कहा ये कैसे होता है इतना तो ऐसे नहीं बोलते हैं ना कि प्यार से होना चाहिए ये सब और फिर उनके जो सामने ऐसे खड़े हो जाते तो फिर बहुत तो अगले दिन सत्संग के बाद फिर ऐसे ही बातचीत चली और फिर पता नहीं क्यों मुझे मास्टर के रूम में बुलाया गया और किसी ने बोला आपकी शादी से फिक्स हो गई मेरी हालत यार थी मैं सोच के सीधा वहां की तरह कहीं चली जाऊंगी शादी तो देन क्या करो अभी अभी माइंड में क्या हो जाता है लड़कियों का अभी कैसे भी टाल दें होता है ना कि पसंद नहीं है क्योंकि पहला वो व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग इम्प्रेशन वो कैसे करें अभी प्लान सोचना चाहिए ना तो बोले मास्टर बोले जाओ डोसा खा के आओ तब पुराना कॉटेज था वहाँ पे किचन था और वहाँ पे डोसा बनाते तो डोसा नहीं खाया बस मैं पूछ रही थी कि आप क्या कर रहे हो ये कर रहे हो तो मेरे को एक के बाद मैं इंटरव्यू लिए और मुझे पॉइंट मिल गया ये पॉइंट पे ना मैं जाके मास्टर क्योंकि मेरे पापा नहीं पसंद करे मैं ये थे नहीं तो जैसे मैं गई अंदर आई वाज वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट यू नो मेरे को पॉइंट मिल गया है अब मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि मास्टर को मैं करनी चाहिए नहीं होगा करके ऑलमोस्ट हाफ एन आवर कुछ तो लिख रहे थे और उन्हें ना मैं सिर्फ रूम हॉल उनके जो पुराना ऑफिस था वो टेबल था और मैं सामने बैठ आधा घंटा गया लिखे जा रहे और मुझे ना अंदर से वो कब बंद करेंगे लिखना और मैं बोलूं ऐसे तो ऐसे करके हाँ ऐसे लिखा और फिर ऐसे बोला हाँ तो मैंने कहा मास्टर मेरे पापा योर मैरिज इज फिक्स्ड इन बसंत करते हो कंप्लीट ही नहीं करने की सेंटेंस
लाइफ सेंटेंस
अभी क्या बोलूं अभी थोड़े ओल्डर पर्सन ऐसे नहीं करनी ऐसे थोड़ी बोल सकते थोड़ा तमीज से वी हैव टू बी एंड यू यूज्ड टू बी है ना you're like a lion Charity used to be like that lion you can feel that radiation beat एक गरज होती है ना तो ऐसे मतलब पूरा हॉल खाली हो जाए ऐसे डर हो जाता है तो अब क्या बोले अभी बाहर आई फिर घर जाके बोले तो बहुत हंगामा हुआ ये हुआ पर मालिक के भरोसे ना मैंने कहा चलो कर लेते तो अभी few days celebrating our 30th wedding it's gone by
30 साल बाद 30 साल Any other questions?
you want to ask
I relate better to
पूछो शादी जब अगर राजी आपकी शादी कराएंगे तो ऐसी
really also after marriages.
I'm just relating a new task. That's the best way. Very nice. That's lovely. Good you're here, but glad you're here till Sunday.
Sunday evening or Sunday morning?
Monday.
Precisely.
Wednesday exhibition of you'll be there. Yeah.
It's in Noida.
Sector 62 Noida.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why.
So we came to Noida to stay.
we can visit as well.
Yeah. Right. So very open. We have need very metropolitan education.
Must
Please come. Yeah. And there will be workshops. They have बैठ के workshop भी देख सकते हैं कैसे artist paint करते हैं वो
So
सब.
how many painting and watercolors has he done?
So normally maximum 2 is allowed. So I sent 2.
So, but how many have you done otherwise at home since COVID test?
You're not following her on Instagram.
No. I've like not touched 1,000, but I have done about what? So only recent because I had my daughter's wedding. My father fell ill, so 1 year went in that. Too many things. Even now, 15 days I'm in Chennai, 15 days I'm in Bangalore. So always constantly moving.
No, I was just thinking if you have that much work, if you probably even host an exhibition.
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
facilities to do it.
Facility. Oh, yeah, sure.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So, Sulabha, you can have your dinner because he has to catch a train.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Any other question? Feel free.
Thank you.
I'm a late nighter, so I'm fine. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
The
One question. One question.
One question.
the most youth are kind of having a material goals in life. Something I need to get this, I need to get that. When he joins in for the first time, you can consider me as a youth. So this is something that I joined. I joined this meditation with some material purpose in my mind when I get to this place. Then over time you get this goal, which is a spiritual goal, right? It's a goal that is once you achieve for once, then every else goal seems to be small. The thing is, over this duality is there. There is a material issue that a person is going through, the material goals, and there is a spiritual goal. How to merge the two in such a way that you do not really feel like doing two things together?
I will give you
Is it
two different answers. One from a spiritual perspective, one from a materialist perspective. If you haven't read, you have to go back to the 4 talk, if I'm not mistaken, in the Principles of Swadhyaya Volume 1. It's a collection of series of talks that Sandhya Prakash gave when he traveled abroad with Babaji Maharaj. This talk he gave in the presence of Babaji Maharaj in Malaysia, it talks about 2 ends of a stick. If you haven't read it, read it. He gives a beautiful talk for almost 40 to 50 minutes on how you start a materialistic life, which is take a stick like this. The entire stick is full of materialism. And then he says, infuse a bit of spiritualism inside. And slowly it expands. At some point of time, when the 2 ends of the stick merge to become one stick, where the entire spiritualism is surrounding and the materialism is automatically here. He gives a lot of examples and anecdotes, you can read that. Another example which Daji gives in many of his corporate interactions I have seen, which I have used in my own corporate sessions as well in a different way. When you look at goal setting in life, which if you are from a corporate life, which takes a lot of importance for us to survive, whether you're a youth, an elderly person, whatever. When it comes to goals, you typically have the starting goal is what we call as an ambitious goal. The ambitious goal is when you are looking at buying an asset, setting a debt, traveling, your promotions, stuff like that. What we call ambitious goal is something like acquiring, that you want to acquire, I want to acquire. And then you have something called as an aspirational goal. You look at aspirational goal, it's about becoming. For example, you say when you are in Noida, I want to be the best 5 badminton players to be spoken about. The same happened to Usain Bolt. The same happened to Bill Gates also. I'll give you 2 examples and then you'll relate both. You look at Usain Bolt, he very clearly said he wanted to inspire a complete younger generation to take to running. Even today, his world record of 9.58 seconds is not yet beaten. I'm sure you will be aware. His entire life apparently ran maybe about total of 30 minutes or so, actual running, which is the finals. And his net worth when he left running was about $500 million. It keeps growing. The second is the case of Bill Gates. I read his life history. Somewhere in the 90s, he gives up after he has made a wealth of about $70 billion. In today's net worth, $70 billion, a billion into 8,500 crores. Into 70, imagine what would be his wealth there. And about 10, 12 years, he has left and gone. And then he meets one of his mentors. He's a Christian pastor called John Maxwell. And he tells him that, Bill, you have to get back into business. He says, there's no need. Even if I keep throwing money all my life, I will not exhaust this money. He says, you are not seeing the point. He says, you have the potential to make $2 billion. From 70, then 1,000 billion is a trillion, and 2 trillion multiply 8,500 crores into 2,000. Can you put a number around that? Very difficult. And he says, I don't need that term. Again, he says, you don't understand. When you make $2 trillion, which is your capacity, that's what I also spoke about. We need to give it back to the nature. When you make this $2 trillion, imagine the number of products you'll make. Imagine the number of services you create. Imagine the number of changes you'll bring to make the world a better place. All that will happen. Now, when you set an aspirational goal, is what my personal life in the last 40 years I've interacted. I do a lot of these corporate programs. I also go on Heartfulness sessions. I've interacted till now about 40 to 50 lakh students, both schools and colleges put together. What I normally tell them is, look for an aspirational goal. When you aim to be the first, for example, the 5 best badminton players in the world, for example, like Lakshya Sen or PV Sindhu, whatever. When you do that, automatically when you do that, imagine the kind of money that will follow. I don't think today Ambani or Adani or anybody else is now setting materialistic goal that I want to do so much turnover. I want to do. Their goals are more in terms of what I can give to the world. If you read the story of Rockefeller, he says, the more money came to me, the time I decided to start giving back to the world. Rockefeller Foundation is one of the most famous. What activities they do, all that is separate. So when you start setting aspirational goals, this is what I also mentioned in my talk. When you look at climbing 29,000 feet to reach Mount Everest, the first 500,000 are all in material. At some point of time, I don't know how many of you read the theory of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you haven't read, go back and read. At some point of time, you get bored with all this. You want to do something more because the self-esteem now takes over. The world has to speak about me. The world has to get to know who I am. They have to recognize. My world could be just 5 people, but still my world. So when that comes, the other things automatically fall in. I always tell them people, keep one material goal, keep one aspiration goal. Chase both. See what happens. I never give the final verdict or tell them this is what will work for you. Take one ambitious goal, take one aspiration. Chase both with same conviction. The aspirational goal could be in the material world, or the aspirational goal could be in the spiritual world. And then see what happens. Give it 1 year's time. In this 1 year, live as if you're going to die at the end of 1 year and see what happens. Give your best for these 2 days. You start today. It's still not. Since you said you are still in youth. Today we are on 5th of December. Since the recording I'm sharing. Set a goal tonight. If you want to share it with me. 5th of December 2025. What is that one ambitious goal I'll achieve? What is it that one aspirational goal I'll achieve? Give it whatever it takes. Give it full, go the full hog. Just when you tell your family, next 1 year I'm busy with these 2. After that, rest of the life I'm free. See what happens. You'll find your own answer. What your answer? Now tell me your age.
Young man.
We break for dinner or you still want to talk? I'm not holding him back. My wife has already gone and picked up plate.
Yeah.
Harpreet was the first of the block. I saw it from here. Yeah, accept. Are we done?
Yeah, let me ask the last question. Okay. This is regarding this in the context of the scenario in the world that we are seeing, wars everywhere, or the crimes have increased. People are already started talking about
Some water. Your warm water, it will be nice. You carry on. My ears are still incoming free.
So people have already started about talking about approaching World War III or the Doomsday, those kind of. So that is, like
Apocalypse.
yeah, the apocalypse. Yeah. So my question is, I was wondering if we could talk about experience. Or can we also do a little bit about, say, through our prayers or whatever, thinking about the innocent lives that are lost, or the animals, say, everybody is going to burn in those fires, right? So what can we do? Yes, I was thinking, and I went to sleep at night. The very next morning, the whispers that lands up in my inbox, so the message that comes from Babuji is, so the gist is that Babuji is saying,
Why not whiskey? No.
the gist of this whispers, Babuji says that your master is capable of, reaching the center of the earth and effecting a change from there. All you have to do as a Abhyasi is just, lend your little bit to support him in your own capacities, whatever you can. And that, in a way, kind of also set, what I was wondering, I thought that is kind of a validation of what I was thinking earlier. But then, how do we effect that support? That is what I would like to understand from you. You have a perspective on that. What could be our little support to whatever master is, definitely, expecting changes or anything we done.
I don't know if you're aware, in the last 2000 years, there have only been about 25 years in which there has been no war in this world. War in this world. Last 2000 years. And every time a war happens, people who live during the time feel this is the worst that can ever happen. This is what they would have thought during World War I, World War II, 1971, 1965, or the terrorist attacks, Pulwama, whatever. We get impacted by what we see. There's much more that happens outside the line of sight. Despite all this, as they say in spirituality or even in management, the journey of 1,000 miles is covered one step at a time. What is the best that I can do? Many a time Chariji Maharaj has told, Daji keeps saying, we still do not understand the power of 9 p.m. prayer. We still do not understand 9 p.m. prayer. We really have to understand the 9 p.m. prayer. You need to dive deeper, and I have actually put a talk on this on YouTube also. What we tend to do, even the 9 p.m. prayer, is we just put that suggestion of all brothers and sisters and all that stuff and then meditate on it. But if you really understand, the entire world works on vibratory level. If you understand quantum physics, do we convert our prayer into a vibration? If you look at the 4 suggestions and the 3 intentions, each one of them is based on converting. We don't have shab. It's not sound that makes the difference. If you look at the Sanskrit shlokas, all that, if it is not pronounced properly, it doesn't actually produce the actual effect. Those mantras and tantras and all that. That's why they say that normally there's a sign that you have to stop talking. If all of us say, for example, all those in Noida, all those in Delhi, all those in Gurugram, everyone in NCR, next 1 month, all of you together practice 9 p.m. prayer the way it must be done, including the hourly suggestion. How many of us know that an intense abhyasi, every 1 hour you are supposed to pause and propagate either the suggestion or the intention as a vibration in the place that you live. How many of you are aware? Sincerely, gentlemen. Only one. If only one is aware. Imagine how many will be practicing. It's good. In the land of the blind, one-eyed man is the king. We do half prayer and then we believe we have done a job. But we need to ensure that everyone does. And this is where I think, speaking to Srini, he was mentioning that Daji has told specifically NCR to focus on your practice for the next 2 months. Right? Maybe the question that you're asking resonates with that. If I am not practicing the way, 9 p.m. prayer, close your eyes, tell the 2 lines, meditate, done, get up early. But instead, if I become that prayer, Charji Maharaj once beautifully said, he said, the moment I say, oh Master, I slip into meditation. He says the need for me to recite the rest of the words doesn't even arise. Because the heart opens up and then it's nothing but vibration which flows. The world will at some point of time resonate with the vibration provided you vibrate consistently. Even an earthquake happens because the tectonic plate shift creates a set of vibration which translates and then moves. It happened yesterday in Telangana. Apparently in Kana a few homes shook. I don't know if you are aware. Are you tracking that? And it came right up to Kana. So what I'm suggesting or sharing is that the tools that are 2015, Daji gave a talk in Manapaka. He said all the masters that they have spoken till now, from Lalaji Maharaj to him, if we even practice just 1% of what they say, the entire world will take to ourselves. If we practice all that they have said in these last 80, 90 years, we practice even 1% of that, the world will take to heart, which means we are still being theoretical champions. We are still discussing points. We are still discussing technique. We are still, if you are a preceptor, we are still only talking, theoretically dissecting. I'm talking, when am I going to do? When I'm going to experience, when I'm going to dive in. Each sitting is like an ocean of experience condition is thrown in. How many of us even understand what is being done? Charji Maharaj used to always say that after every sitting, I used to feel that I'm throwing pearl in front of the swine. He said that in one of his talk also. So people don't understand. When you give a beggar 100 crore check, he says, give me 10 rupees, no. You won't understand this. If you take this 100 crore, open a bank account, he gets 100 crores. He won't understand. He says, just paper, give me some money, give me some food. And we are given the best of tools. We still keep asking. I'm not finding fault with anyone here. We still keep asking why the world doesn't change. You also gave an answer that we need to do our bit, but we need to do our bit the way it is meant to be. If I give you a 100 rupee note and ask you for change, how much will you give me? Either a 250 rupee note, or 5 20 rupee notes, or 10 rupee notes. I give you 100 rupee note, you give me 20 rupees back. Will I keep quiet? We are shortchanging the master in the system all the time. I'm not saying all, many. That's why the same talk I referred 1st January 2005. Charji Maharaj said, the entire world, if I had to pick, there will be only a handful whom I can count in one hand, who I can call as Abhyasi. And he said, one of them is Babaji Maharaj. That leaves only 4. I'm very sure he takes the 2nd spot. Now the 3rd is also taken. Who is the other 2? Everyone thinks it has to be me. It has to be. But when will that, when the talk happened, I remember immediately after that, in the canteen, many Abhyasis were dissecting the talk. No, Master says a handful. For him, his hand is so big, the entire universe will fit. We are all there. He conveniently cooks stories to fit our own scheme of things. Got an answer?
No, actually, the first thing that came to my mind was obviously the 9 a.m. universal prayer that we practice. But
That's only one element I've given you as a sample. The suggestions, the 3 intentions.
एक पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस देना है, कभी कभी जैसे सफाई 7:30 तो हम करते हैं और आधे घंटे का, कभी कभी 8:30 शुरू की तो 9 बजे खत्म हुई, तो जस्ट आफ्टर वी कैन डू दैट प्रेयर 9 PM सफाई जैसे ही खत्म हुई और टाइम हो गया 9 बजे का.
It's 9 p.m. somewhere, no? How does it matter?
Okay, it can be.
Many years back, I remember in Manapakam, when he was the vice president, one preceptor came and asked him, every day I meditate, I include, when I do my morning meditation, I include my wife and my son in my sitting. It's like, why are you being a conjure? Include the entire world that they are sitting with you and meditating. Why do you say only two are meditating? Include everyone. And how does it matter? Why do you want to limit Master's grace or the transmission only to the two of your family? Why are you being a conjure? Every time you meditate, imagine the world is meditating with you. Let's not be spiritual paupers. I mean, we are not paying anything for it. Why hold back?
So my question was that just we are finishing the cleaning at 9 p.m. Just 8:59 p.m. And we can start the 9 p.m. prayer. Just start.
I once asked him a technical question on some other subject about 5 years back. So he responded saying, Prakash, what is stopping you from asking me? You experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you know it won't work. There's a beautiful inbuilt catch into that. For you to know it's not working, you have to be sensitive enough. When you, as a preceptor or as a Abhyasi, you're doing something, how do you know it's not working? Or how do you know it's working? You have to be sensitive enough. So he said, keep experimenting. As an Abhyasi, as a preceptor, the role, keep experimenting. What will happen? Charlie Maharaj once beautifully said, our system has an MCB building. Automatic circuit breaker, mechanical circuit breaker, whatever. Even if your intention is wrong as a preceptor or as an Abhyasi, the nature will automatically either cut it or channel it wrong. At a physical level, it's a different story. I may be borrowing money from someone, cheating on it, or I may be with the other gender doing something. That is separate. I'm talking at a spiritual level. You cannot, the system has sufficient foolproof mechanisms inbuilt for you not to make spiritual mistakes. You cannot make. If you tend to make, the nature will take. I'm still on. You have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, sisters, ladies first.
How did you do it first?
Didn't know that you were.
Okay, you ask.
Right, let's all use everything.
See, as we grow older, as we said several times, that even if you are able to heartfully invest 2-3 minutes for the practice, more than enough. The hierarchy is not blind. They don't go blind. We make an opposite. Even if you're looking at it gets right. Something then. Yeah, even if you sit for like I said, sometimes you can't sit. They watch. They have watched me. They are not messengers.
From what all you have seen, I understand that's to hear.
Convert the lounge into coming here.
It's my anniversary with the master today. I met 20 years before to him in Ambala. So when we were meditating, that things were going on me. Like I found him after so much of craving, and when I met him first time, I came home. I cried for almost 6 months, all the time.
6 months.
Yes,
Lot of
yeah. But when I see myself now, I feel that craving is not there. Complacency is there. So I try to ignite.
You believe that the craving is losing. Think that you're starting afresh and take 3 sittings. Think that this is my first sitting today. Starting. They say even for love life, after 10, 20 years, go for a honeymoon. Don't start as if you're falling in love with your wife all over again. Even if it's education or job, the Monday morning blues is not applicable for office workers. It's applicable to spirituality also. It's not all over. For a preceptor also doesn't matter. For another preceptor, say that think that I'm starting all over again. Explain the situation. Start feeling big difference. For me, every day is today is another day to do something new, something big. That Josh, once it comes,
When we fall down, we feel that we have to start it all over again. So that energy.
that's only a symbolic gesture. Because you think I want to start again, does it mean that your progress is reset? It's not the game of what is Jumanji. You know the story, no? The 3 lives. Every time the game is reset. You've seen that movie? Challenge is one of favorite movies. Jumanji. Go and watch it. The third part has also come. And I think it's the Johnson, the big Dwayne Johnson. What do you mean? The big actor.
The Rock.
And The Rock. He acts in that. So every time the button is reset, they start. The button is reset, they start. But it doesn't mean that you come down and then go again. You can even restart from whatever point you are in. Start afresh. I mean, after all, once a person from Denmark had come and met Babu Maharaj. He had given him 2-3 sittings and he wanted to come for one more sitting. And he found that this person was already in third point. And he had described Babaji's diary also. And we should have meditated so many lives to reach third point of time. And he wanted to give him a sitting so that he can actually liberate him. He didn't turn up after the paper. He was in third. He wanted to push him and liberate him because he felt so good. Seeing a BSc, purpose seeker is coming. He's already so advanced. And third point means 45 into 5 into 5. That many years he has meditated on his own over so many lives. And he starts him at third only. Even assuming you're an BSc, you die. You are in point 2. Next life, you will get to start from there. I have seen personally in so many cases. Make a goal. Because even going to the office, clear up the desk, and think that today is my first interview. Doesn't mean HR will come and reset your number. And even think that today is your first day with the master. You said 20 years, no. Take the 2. Start anything. He will say, read your diaries. Go now, the food will be lost. Already the recording